Polish Freaks, welcome back. I'm excited because today I'm going to be doing another compare and contrast video. I know you guys have been liking these and they've been really fun for me too. And today we're going to be talking about peaches. I was just going to keep it to just light peach, but I decided to just keep it peach because I have some darker peaches too. Peach is one of my favorite colors to wear on the nails, and I know a lot of you like it too. There are some that are some of my standout favorites, and there are a lot that I just love as well. You can go back and check out my other and contrast series. It's a series that I started this year. I've done light purples, light pinks, mint greens, or light greens. Is that all I've done so far? I feel like there's one more, but I have them in a playlist so you can go check those out. So I have 16 polishes here and I have them separated into categories as I usually do, and they're in groups of 4. That way I can do comparisons on my nails so you guys can really get a closer look and compare and contrast each color and see why they're different from each other. And at the end, I'll put a picture of all of them together so you can see the big grouping, and that will give you a larger scope and a larger view, and that just lets us see like the tiny little differences they have, which is so important in helping you decide what you need and what you need to buy. Before we get started, I will link down my shirt. I'm really kind of liking stripes this year. My last video I had a striped shirt on. So this is a shirt that I got, I think, from Bohm. On my lips I have this lipstick and it's Icon Baby from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's just a darker nude shade. And then on my nails I have this peach color, and you can probably guess what it is. Talk to the Sand. I had it in my last video, but it's a really good one of my favorites. We'll talk about it in here for sure. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start it with the lightest peaches that we have. And these are some of my absolute favorites. We're going to start off with this one. This is OPI Coastal Sand-tuary, and I've talked about this quite a bit since it came out. It came out in the Malibu summer collection from 2021. So it's been out for a few years and I love it. It's really kind of like a nude beige color, but it does have a hint of peach. And so I definitely wanted to include it in this. I feel like this is the lightest peach shade that I have in here, and I love that it has some white in the base with just a touch of peach, and it builds up pretty well. You might need 3 coats for this one because it is a lighter color and it's kind of crelly-ish, but I absolutely love this one. It's really pretty. I'll try to insert some pictures of me wearing it that year if I can find some. I think I did find a few, but it's just pretty. I just love it, and I know you guys will love it too. This was also included in my favorite spring polish video that I posted a couple weeks ago, so it's definitely one of my favorites. And then of course I have Essie Talk to the Sand. This is from the Sunny Business 2020 collection, and it's one of my top 10, I have to say. I still love it. I love it more when I have more of a tan, when my skin's a little bit warmer. I feel like in the winter and like early spring, like right now, I think it's fine, but I do like it when I have a little bit more of a tan. It looks really good with warmer skin tones. In the winter, I feel like it washes me out a little bit and leaves my skin looking a little more purple. So I just wanted to note that. So if you have like purple undertones that are really strong, you might not like this one. But if you have a really warm skin tone, and I definitely do in the summer, then you're really gonna love this because it looks so good with a tan. I'll insert a picture of me wearing it with a tan, and it just makes your tan pop. And it's just fun. I just love that really poppy contrast, especially in the summer. The formula is really great on this one too, I will say, since it's lighter and brighter, and that's going to be the case with most of these polishes. They're going to take 2, probably 3 coats for most of these. I applied this and I did end up doing 3 coats. Mine has gotten just a little bit thicker, so I did put a little bit of my Restore and Thin from Glisten and Glow, and it really just made it nice. I get questions about how long to store polish, so I just wanted to mention this real quick to answer that question. If mine start to get really lumpy and have little hard lumps in them, that's when I toss them and get rid of them. I try to keep my polishes as long as I can, and I think they're fine. I do, if they get a little thicker and I'm checking on them, I do add a little Restore and Thin, and that just keeps it going for a little bit longer. But once they get dried out and clumpy, that's when I toss them. But I really keep my polishes around for as long as I can, especially since I'm doing a lot of compare and contrast videos. So hopefully that answers your question. I love this one. It's a classic for me. Raise your hand if you got this because of me. I want to know. I love it. Sorry, the sun keeps going in and out, and so my lighting's going to be kind of funky in this video, I feel like. But anyway, the next one up is Essie Gel Couture Spool Me Over, and this is from, I believe, their original release in 2016. I can't believe it's been that long since these polishes came out, and I like this one. It's a soft crelly formula, and it's a soft peachy with a little bit of pink. It's almost a nude also, but I really like just this softer peach. So I wanted to put some brights in here and some that were a little bit softer so you could see the difference. I tend to like the really poppy, bright peaches. Sometimes I like the softer ones too, and this is definitely a softer one. This is definitely going to take 3 coats to apply, but these last a super long time on me and I love them. Can't get enough. This one's really great. This Olive and June BI that I can't remember what collection this one is from. I couldn't really find it. I think it was probably like one of the first polishes they came out with in their very first collection, I'm guessing. But I like this one too. It's very similar to the Essie Gel Couture one that I just showed. Maybe a little peachier and less pink and nude, but I'll show you that in a minute in the comparison. Similar formula, really soft and nice, and these are long lasting on me too. So I wanted to give you an Olive and June option, and this one's really great. So let's look at those comparisons for that first bunch. Coastal Sand-tuary is that beige with a hint of peach, you can see, and it does have a little bit of white. And then Talk to the Sand is more of that bright white, and it's definitely stands out compared to these other ones. And then Spool Me Over is that peach glossy crelly formula, as well as BI. Similar but not quite as brown as Spool Me Over. Next we're going to talk about the warm, kind of leaning towards yellow peaches. First up is Pinkies Out, and this is from their Spring Trend Spring 2019 collection. And I typically don't put any shimmery shades in here, but I actually really do like this one. It's got this nice warm peach base, and then it has some golden shimmer in it, which makes it even warmer, and I really do think it's a beautiful shade. Have I worn it? No, but I wanted to include it to give you guys a little option for something with a little shimmer that's still peachy, and I think this one's really fun. And the formula is really great too. It builds up in 2 coats, and I do think this would be kind of fun on the toes too, especially if you had a tan or really dark skin, or even really pale skin. I feel like the medium tones can get kind of tricky because they can get kind of lost. If that makes sense. Anyway, I definitely like more contrast. This one's fun and a shimmery option for those of you who like the shimmery polishes. Another one of my absolute favorites, this is Filling Wellies from the Spring 2020 collection, and it is just a really unique shade. It's a peach, but it has a lot of orange in it and some white, so I call it like a creamsicle shade, and it's quite different than any other peaches that I have. It's a little bit warmer, but not too warm that it's more yellow or more brown. It's just perfect, and it has a brightness to it, and it has a pretty good formula. I would say 2 to 3 coats depending on how you apply this one, and I have made sure to pull this out every spring since I've gotten it. So the past 5 years, I haven't worn it this year yet, but it's a really fantastic one. I can't talk enough about it, and you'll see in the comparison just how unique it is and how stunning it is. All or Nothing is from the Swoon in the Lagoon collection from 2022, and this one's quite unique, and that's why I love it. It's definitely a peach that leans more brown. It's a little more muted, a little soft, but it does have a little white in the base, so it's not super soft, and it's quite unique. And I do like these warmer peachy shades. They kind of help pull out that warmth in your skin tone. So this one's really beautiful too. The formula is really perfect. Definitely opaque in 2 coats. And I just think this is a good peach as we transition from summer to fall. I just think this is a perfect one to pull out for that time of year. So that gives you that option, because a lot of the spring polishes that I have or wear are more like spring and summer, which is probably my favorite time to wear nail polish. Or is it fall? I don't know. To wear it any time of the year. This is a good fall option though. So let's compare those 4 together. So we've got Pinkies Out, which is that pink peach base with the warm shimmer in it. Filling Wellies is a bright, warm, light peach. You can see the brightness of it compared to all the other ones. And then All or Nothing, you can see, is more subdued and the color leans more brown. And then Sunny Days Ahead is bright but a little darker than Filling Wellies. So those are those compared. Next, we're going to talk about the kind of brighter pink leaning peaches. Another absolute stunner is this polish called Sunny Days Ahead, and this is from the Laces More collection from 2024. Loved that spring collection. Morgan Taylor is just really doing a good job with their colors. They're definitely putting out creamy colors that I crave for each season, which is great. And this one really stood out. So this is similar to filling Wellies, but it's a little bit darker than that and a little bit brighter. It's just so fun. I love it. It's perfect for spring or summer, and honestly, even leading into fall, I think this would be a fun one. The formula is really great. I would say 2 to 3 coats with this one as well, just because of the brightness of the base. Really can't beat this one. It's definitely one of my top ones. I think at the end I will pick just a handful of favorites so you guys can see which ones I absolutely love, but I've probably given it away as I've gone through them. This is definitely one. Next up is Sunday Brunch, and it's this gorgeous bright peach from DND from their Soda Poppin' collection last year. And this one really, if you think Talk to the Sand is bright, this one is even brighter. I probably should have compared them. This one's definitely a little richer in color, not quite as much white in the base. Oh man, this lighting is terrible. And this one has a little hint of pink in it. Hold on, let me fix my lighting. Anyway, these build up really, really nice. I would say you're pretty close in 2 coats, but you probably might still need 3 for this one. The polishes that are super bright tend to dry matte, so I am showing you in a top coat because I just love top coat over everything. I just think it adds a lot of dimension. I think with the matte, the color kind of goes flat, so I like to wear a top coat. It's pretty much a pastel neon, so I think it's really fun for summer, especially by the pool or by the beach or something. It really stands out and it makes your tan pop. DND does a really great job with those really bright colors. Then we have Sew Gifted by Essie from their handmade collection from 2022, and I wanted to give you a little softer option of a peach. So this is a mid-tone peach that has a hint of pink, and it does have a more softer base, so it doesn't have as much white to brighten it up. It's a little bit more curly in formula. I would say 2 to 3 coats for this one, but I really like it because it just brings you that softer color, and it could maybe be a little more work appropriate, but still peach and beautiful and lovely. And this one just does the job. So I really like this one too. Another stunner is It's My Moment. And this is from the Feel the Vibes Spring 2021 collection. And this one does have just a little more hint of pink than this other one. This one that they have has a little more orange in it. So you can see the difference there, and you'll see it in the comparisons at the end also. But I like this one maybe a little bit more than that other one. No, not really. They're just different. I do like a little more pink in things though, for sure, but this one's really, really nice and lovely. The formula is really good too, 2 to 3 coats for this one as well. And I'm really wanting to put this one on. It's so nice. You can see it is a little darker than the one I have on my nails, and a little more pink, and just lovely. And then Peach Mimosa from the Diva First Class collection from last year is a gorgeous one, and you can see this one has quite a bit more pink, although you're pretty washed out in here because these bright neons just get really bright in the light and they get really washed out. So this is actually richer and deeper in color, and a lot of the times I'll turn my lighting down, and some of you have commented on that before where my hands look really dark, and that's because I'm trying to get like the truest color for you guys. Sometimes I have to adjust my camera settings just to get that color just right, so you get that really clear view of what the color is, and sometimes it makes my hands a little darker, and that's what these tend to do anyway. They kind of contrast and make everything else look darker. That's why they bring out a tan. So that's why in some of the pictures that's how it is, but I'm trying to give you the most accurate color that I can. Sometimes it's really hard with these oranges too. They always show up more yellow than they are, so just go off my description of these. This one definitely has more pink in it and quite a bit of orange, so it's a little bit darker and richer than these other ones that we've been looking at, and it's just beautiful though. I love that it's a little bit different because of that pink. And let's look at the comparison for that one. So you can see Sunday Brunch is the lightest, and it has just a tiny hint of pink, and then Sew Gifted is softer with a hint of pink, and then It's My Moment is that gorgeous peachy orange shade with brightness to it and that hint of pink as well. And then Peach Mimosa, you can see, is the brightest and the pinkest. It's just really, really nice. I need to remember to grab this one this summer and pull it out and wear it. I love it so much. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the orangey coral peaches. So these are a little bit darker. Well, there is one that's a little bit lighter. In fact, this next one I'm gonna talk about, which is Peach Cobbler. This is also from the Diva First Class collection. I probably could have compared it to, it's pretty close to It's My Moment, but not quite as pink. This is one where I had a hard time figuring out what category to stick in, but I stuck it in with all these other DNDs so you could get a good comparison of it compared to the other DNDs, because they have like so many different colors, just like the slightest color change. So this is the lightest of the bunch that I'm going to show you, and it has a brightness to it as well. And it's got a good balance of peach and pink. I just love the color on this one, and it has that brightness still. So 2 to 3 coats for this one as well, and it's just lovely. It does remind me of Talk to the Sand, but it's definitely deeper in the orange and pink. And then going a shade deeper than that, still staying kind of orange, we have Peach Creme. This, like I said, is a little more rich and more orange leaning. So I'd say this is a darker orange creamsicle. So it definitely reminded me of Filling Wellies, but Filling Wellies definitely has more yellow in it. And you'll see that when they're all together, but I just kind of want to give you an idea of what color this one is, but it's just a little darker than the other one. And then the next one I'm going to show you is even a little darker than this. And that one is Papaya Pop, and this is from the Diva First Class collection as well, and it does have just a little hint of pink more than the other one that I just showed you, but it's still got that orange cream base. So these are like orangey peachy shades. This is probably more true to like a peach color anyway, these darker ones. And then one in here that you can see I've used quite a bit of. My bottle's like almost halfway gone on this one. I love this polish so much. I need to probably add some thinner to this one. It's actually doing pretty good. But I love this one, and it's probably more in the orange category. This was from the summer 2019 collection from Essie. I wore this in Hawaii and it was just so gorgeous there. I think that's why I love this so much, because I just loved this in Hawaii. Like I said, it's probably more orange than peach, but I wanted to include it in here because it kind of went along with this theme, and it's one of my favorite bright orange colors. Love it. Love it, love it. While the formula is not like super perfect, it's okay. I will still love it and wear it. Probably 3 coats for this one. Can be a little tricky to apply, not bad, just a little bit if you're kind of picky about how things apply. Actually, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. It's okay. I'll let you decide, but let me know if you have this one. I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about it, but I absolutely love it. Okay, let's look at those 4 compared. And I also wanted to mention I did put top coats on all of these, and the DND ones do tend to be matte like I mentioned, but I have top coats on all of them. So Peach Cobbler is that bright mid-tone perfect peach, I would say. Peach Creme is softer, not quite as stark. That was the one that wasn't quite as stark and a little bit more of a crelly base. And then Papaya Pop is a bright orange peach, and then Souls on Fire was the darkest peach, probably more orange shades, so you can see those there. So many gorgeous peach shades. It makes me excited to have summer be just around the corner. Pretty soon school's going to be out and we're all going to be in summer mode. So I will put all of these together so you guys can see. You can see the lightest compared with the really yellow toned peaches, and then the pink peaches, and then those darker ones. And I'll leave this up so you guys can see it here, and hopefully that's really helpful. I just feel like seeing those minute differences really does make a difference, especially when you're trying to decide what you're going to get. So I'll let you look at that. You can even take a screenshot and keep it and look at it a little bit longer. Let's pick my favorites. These are my favorites. I think I picked one out of each bunch. So Talk to the Sand, Filling Wellies for sure, and then It's My Moment, and then Papaya Pop. I'm just really loving the color right now. These all look more yellow than they are. They're definitely more pink leaning, so that's really tricky. And hopefully my pictures, and I think they will be helpful in that. Seeing those differences. So thanks so much for watching. I think next time I am going to do mid-tone pink, so look forward to that in the coming weeks, and we will see you in my next review. Bye guys.